Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders. My name is Will. In this very short and quick video, I'll be going over my weekly watch list for the 21st of June. So firstly, let's get into it. We have seen SPY fall ruthlessly this week, moving from this bull flag just found here, where we consolidated for roughly 7 days between 407 and 415. We had a lot of sentiment about this bull flag, and a lot of people did expect it to break to the upside and then test 426 or 428 before then falling all the way back down. But we did actually break sooner than that, and from there we have moved from 407 all the way to 366, so a very dramatic move in the past week. Now, considering these massive gaps have come into place here, I am beginning to expect a short-term bounce from these support levels. So we are currently holding the 365 level on the daily time frame right now, and if we can see back into the past, this level has been a key support and resistance. If I just delete my drawings real quick, so we can see that it was a demand zone here. I've got the wrong tool. So demand zone here. Also see it holding support right here again, and then again here. As you can see here, it's been resistance. Below this 365 level, we would be looking for 355 to hold, and then 346, which can also be found here. So it is holding support here, a little bit of resistance here, and then 346 holding support again. So these are my levels I'm looking for SPY if we do come down further. But for a short-term perspective on the SPY, I am looking for a bounce idea. Generally, I'm looking for some of these gaps to fill. So maybe a short-term movement back up to this consolidation range, perhaps closing or at least reaching this 377 level before the next downward movement. So it looks something a little like this, right? I'm not going to predict that this 365 level will hold, but a short-term movement can occur for the SPY, as it has been very extended from the counter channels, and the RSI is becoming near oversold. And if we look in the past, for example, the 24th of January, we saw a short-term bounce here. We also saw a little short-term bounce on the 25th of Feb, just here, and we also saw one just here, which was the bull flag breakdown. So that is just the SPY. My next stock is Apple. Wow, what is Apple doing? Again, we are in a huge downtrend. Oh, well, not exactly huge, but it's quite dramatic from the date of the 4th of April, so not too long ago. We are currently consolidating again, currently two bar consolidation. This can be looked a bit like a bear flag, something along the lines of this. So we might get a little bit more consolidation for this stock before another downward movement. But in the meantime, it's looking fairly healthy for a reversal. If we can look back at the supports, if we go on the weekly chart quickly on Apple, we can see that these levels around 330 have been quite key in the past. So for example, we hit this level last week, and there is quite a lot of support around these areas. Below 130, we will be looking to target 120. As you can see here, it has also held support in the past, and a few resistance points. So below 130, we are looking for 123. For a short-term movement, again, we are looking for a bounce, possibly test this trend line before the next downward movement, perhaps even closing some of these gaps along the way before we actually start heading back to the lows. Right, well, not lows, the 52-week lows. So we've got a few more gaps just above before moving downwards. Our next on the list is AMZN. AMZN's looking very much the same. We've kind of got a descending triangle formation on this pattern, so making constantly higher lows, and now we are holding this triple bottom here. But in my opinion, it probably will end up breaking down before testing the trend line, and then seeing more downward further movement on AMZN. If we go on the weekly chart again, let's have a look at the support and resistances. There is a lot more support around this $100 area on Amazon. So we are looking for this level to be tested, and then if broken, we are also looking for 9.7 to 9.5 to then hold. So yeah, maybe a downward movement of another 5% or 7% until then. Next on the list is Google. I'll be going over my my bonus content at the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Next up is Google. What is Google doing? Looking a little bit similar, but not quite. Obviously, is in a quite dramatic downtrend, but we have a double bottom formation. That line is horribly drawn. So we've got two bottoms. The neckline is just above on this red line here, so we could see a short-term bounce here before moving down. But this, of course, depends on the market sentiment and how other traders are reacting to current market situations. If the stock did actually break this neckline, if this stock did actually break this double bottom formation here, so around this 2200 level, we would be looking for further downward movement. If we just check the supports on this stock, so we are looking to target basically 2000. We are looking to target the $2,000 level on Google. Right. Next up is Meta, or previously known as FB. Again, it formed a wedge, and we have now broke down from the wedge. Kind of extended from the counter channels, as you can see, touching this lower band, so we could see a short-term movement, backfilling these gaps before making another move down. If we look at the support and resistances on the weekly chart, COVID levels are very, very close, and in my opinion, we probably will end up hitting these within the next, I'm going to put it out there, probably within the next 2 months, right? So we're looking to target around 150 for Facebook. For a short-term movement, we are looking to test this this previous level, so around or previous trend line. So we're looking to test around the around maybe a short-term movement back up to 170 as stated, and then another move back down. For a risk-off point, we are looking to use the fibs. So if we take the fibs out, and if we go all the way back up, we can see that we are holding in the we actually have some room until the 0.61% fib. So a short-term movement, maybe possibly closing the gap all the way up to 175 before a movement down. A movement down is possible. Next up is Microsoft. Microsoft is bear flagging right now, and it is looking very, very bearish. A short-term movement back down to 225 is very, very likely on Microsoft. If you are trading this stock, make sure to have your risk off, maybe beyond this wick. So maybe looking something a little bit like this, and then you could play a short-term movement back down this bear flag if it did break downwards. If we look on the weekly levels to have a look at the support resistances, we can see that these levels have been holding in the previous months. So 240, another key level. We've got some resistance and support around 235, and the breakdown of that, we are looking to test around 225 on Softy. So yeah, short-term movement back up to 255, and then possibly the breakdown on this bear flag could happen. Now, of course, market sentiments do end up changing. Like we have seen here, the bull flag did actually end up faking out and falling to the downside. This could happen with the bear flag. It could be a complete reversal and push to the upside. But until that day occurs, I'll be sitting and waiting patiently for a short position. My key risk-off points for Softy would be 256 or 255 for a long position. And then I just want to have a look at the candlestick structure on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame until then. Next stock on the list is Netflix, looking very, very similar to Google with a double bottom pattern, as you can see here. So we've got the first bottom and then second. We are currently consolidating with quite a few inside bar candles upon this. So we are looking for a break above 180 for a move, possibly to start filling these gaps around 183, and then maybe a move back up to 192. If it breaks down of 170, we are looking to break the double bottom around 163 and then further downward movement. If we just check the weekly supports and resistances real quick on Netflix, we'll be looking to target, if I can get my line out, 150 area, right? So this is the area we are looking to target, $150 on Netflix, if the breakdown of 170/164 occurs. Next up on the list is Tesla. I trade Tesla every single day, and if you are in the Discord, you'd know that I love this stock day trade because it's so volatile and it presents opportunities daily. Now, looking at the daily time frame, we are again consolidating and holding this previous pivot point. The counter channel's not very extended. RSI again is not very oversold yet. I mean, it's getting there, but it's currently consolidating on the RSI, and maybe for a possible breakout to test the 50 RSI and then beyond that level if the downtrends on the daily time frame start breaking. Now this drawing tool is absolutely horrible, so if I get my trend line quickly, the short-term trend line break would be around let's say 670 for a move back above to possibly test this greater trend line around $700 before a downward move, either holding this demand zone here around 266 or 220, sorry, to 240, or if this level fails, we'll be looking to test the next demand zone between 540 and 570. Now, if I just zoom out on my daily chart, you'll be able to see that this level has been quite key around this $500 level. It has been demand previously quite a few times, as you can see in the past. It's been one here, one here, one here, and it has been holding greatly. And we are now, obviously, from the present levels, we are holding demand, as you can see here in this small consolidation phase just here. So they are my stocks covered for the general market. We're now going to look into my 4 bonus ideas, or possibly 5, for going into next week. So firstly, it is CHPT. I am liking the setup on CHPT. We currently are forming a higher low from the greater trend, and we have previously broken, or at least went past the previous pivot point for this stock. So you could say, quote unquote, we are starting a uptrend. So for CHPT, we are looking for movement past 550 and then 1650 to then test this this dramatic and great trend line just above. So we could call it $17 for this stock. So a short-term movement to these levels would be likely, in my opinion, as long as this this trend line holds, which is just below here. So a risk off around the low of here would be ideal, or at least if the stock consolidates a little bit further, maybe presenting something a little bit like this, and then moving upwards, breaking out the bear flag. Or if it breaks down, I'll probably not be touching this one, but a break up I'd be looking for. So past 430, the break would be key, and then I'll probably look to go long past that break for then 1550 and then 1615. So next on the list is IBM. IBM is looking in a very, very vast consolidation phase. As we can see, we've been consolidating for the previous 2 to 3 years on this stock. With earnings just around the corner, I am looking to get in long for the short-term bounce and possibly hit of this this great resistance just above. If I just delete that text real quick, so a possible movement back above to 143, past this this small range trading consolidation phase. So if I just get out my line tool real quick, we're looking for a break above 137 to go long, or a break below 134 to go short. If we do go short, it does actually give us a greater risk to reward, as we can see from these trend lines. So if I get out my extender tool real quick, my price range, we can see a downward movement of roughly, let's just say 6% on this stock. But then if we were looking to go long, we would be looking for a 4% gain on this stock. For candlestick formation, we are trading in the range as stated. Yeah, so we're looking for a break below 134, break above 137 to go long or short. Next on this is LMT and NOC. I want these two together because they are running alongside the same theme with the Ukraine and Russian war. LMT is looking great. We've got a very high volume doji candle coming in, and a very long wicked doji candle coming in, as you can see here on a daily time frame. This huge lower wick coming in and presented itself, which can possibly end up for a short-term bounce, perhaps retracing to some key fib levels. So if I get on my fib tool, maybe we could possibly see a short-term bounce back up to the 0.61% fib, and then possibly further downward movement. Or it could look at something along the lines of this. We've got a bit of consolidation, and then we make a move higher, or the move lower. If the move lower past, let's call it 393, of course, we're then looking to test the next lower levels, so around 380. So a possible $10 per share gain on that. But in my opinion, LMT does look very bullish considering the amount of volume it came in on this wick. So a short-term bounce or possibly a full-scale reversal could occur. Now, I haven't actually been keeping up with the Russian-Ukraine war that much, as it is it's quite a depressing and dramatic event occurring, and quite frankly, I do not take notice of the news that much, as psychologically it does really affect me as a trader. But with that said, I just want to have a little look at NOC. NOC is approaching this massive demand zone. Now, I don't want to say keep it like, I don't want to say that it's this huge. It's probably along the lines of this, but I'm just counting in this quick short-term movement below. But for NOC, we could see a short-term bounce here. Risk off point around 340. If we do break 340, we're looking to target this grey zone here, which was this previous gap. We have made a sort of retracement at these levels down here, but we haven't actually closed the gap yet, so maybe a movement back down to 412 can occur for NOC. Now, next on the list for my bonus content, and lastly, is ZM. I'm looking to go short on Zoom, as it is presenting the same pattern as it did basically 1 month ago. So as you can see here, we climbed up to 125, and then from there we made a retracement all the way down to $80. Now, this can, I mean, I'm not going to say this can occur again, but with the whole market sentiment being this bearish, it can always happen. But then again, you got to think, with so many traders being so bearish, the institutional traders can just switch on or switch their play to the long side, squeezing all the retail traders and creating a lot of demand to then go long again, and then trapping them once again. But yeah, I'm just going to be watching ZM for the meantime. A break below, so let's have my horizontal tool. So a break below 102, I'm looking to go short. I'm probably not going to be going long until this resistance is tested. If this resistance is tested and we do see quite a large wick form, so maybe like it wicks out and then the next candle's bearish, closes below, I will then let's go short. But if we see a very large scale bullish candle appear, stretching out of this this resistance past 116, I'll probably likely look to go long until 127, which was the prior resistance just above. So maybe a test of this 127 level and then downward movement. Or if 102 breaks, I'll be looking to go short for possibly a 40 to 100% retracement from the current levels. And with that being said, traders, they are my stocks to watch for the next week on the 21st of June. I hope you liked the video. I hope I explained the stocks enough. I will be getting better at this sort of stuff. I'm very new to my YouTube content, and as the weeks go by, I'll gradually pick up my editing skills and try and inform you guys a lot better. But if you like the video, please support my channel. I really do appreciate it. and I will catch you guys in the next video. I'll be doing my daily watch lists starting from Monday through to Thursday, as well as some great motivational and creational content for TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Hope you have a lovely Monday. Take care.